Hey guys, how have you been? Here, come closer. It is 68 degrees outside. It's and pretty breezy, windy, kinda. Very chilly for me as a Floridian. I'm not used to all this cold weather, actually. Um, it's it's so interesting. The weather here. It's so hot in the sun, but then like as soon as you step in the shade, it's like super cool. Like I really like it. Um, but yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice out. And so yeah, not much has been going on lately, except for Nick, my husband getting laid off, and we're still looking for jobs for him. And gosh, it's difficult to find jobs that aren't scams, and then for like more so like when I was looking in Florida. There's a lot more scams here than there was in Florida. I don't know why that is. And uh, for him, it's really difficult to look because you put in like, management or team management or like team lead or like, uh, you know, just like anything along those lines, and they're looking for people with like bachelor's degrees and uh, coding experience, and like that are pe- people who are an expert with Google Docs, basically, like, but like an expert. Nick is proficient with Google Docs, but he said they're probably looking for someone who can like, uh, you know, do a whole bunch of these. He explained some like intricate stuff you can do with Google Docs, and he said, I don't know how to do some of those things. I've tried to, and I've not been successful with the more advanced stuff with Google Docs, but he's really good at it. I've seen him, create stuff from the ground up with Google Docs. So, um, it's difficult. And there's people who want people to like code, and then if it's like a sales position, they want you to do like five different jobs in one, and it's insane the amount of tasks that they list, and it's like they want you to take calls. So they want you to be a base agent, like the entry level agent. Then they want you to also, uh, you know, hire people, and be in charge of the hiring process. So that's two jobs. Then they want you to manage your team, train your team, and be a trainer for multiple teams. So that's three jobs. Then they want you to, no, four, sorry, because you manage your team and you train. So that's four. And then they want you to, like, lead projects or, like, be an innovator for their training programs. So that's five jobs. So like a training writer, um, which my husband was already doing, like maybe four, I think, like at least three out of those he was doing. He was doing training writing, training his team, uh, managing his team, taking. He wasn't taking calls because he had already moved out of that. Uh, and but he would do quality control for his team, making sure that, and coaching. Like he would do individual private coachings with each of his team members. And he managed up to, 22 people at a time. So, yeah, it was like 13 to 22 people at a time. So it's a lot. They're asking a lot. So, which I think is like it'd be one thing if they were asking him to do the managerial stuff, like training his team and stuff like that. I get, but like taking calls, like that's entry level work. You know, that's like you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have that much time on your hands as if you're doing all this other stuff, you know, to take calls, you know. So it was like it's a bit crazy, you know, what they expect. Um, which I have, you know, I've heard like a lot of people saying that they have had extra work piled onto them at work, you know, and like other people's departments and stuff. And it's like, but it seems like it's gotten out of hand almost, you know, in my opinion. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me how your job's doing, you know, and if they're still laying people off and like cutting people's pay and apparently my mother-in-law is going through similar stuff where they're laying people off and cutting people's pay and tacking on extra work. And I know another one of my buddies is going through, you know, uh, taking on additional tasks and stuff. It's like they're so short-staffed or whatever, and they don't have the funds to hire more people. Blah blah blah. But it's like no, like um, no, I don't think so. Like, you just don't want to pay, you know? And it's like, you don't want to pay a living wage, and the cost of living is so high now. So, I don't know. I'm not going to claim to know how society works, but all I know is that it pisses me off to see my husband so stressed, and, um, you know, I feel like it's not fair, you know? So, um, we're still looking and digging, so hopefully we get lucky and we find something good for him. Um, my little brother and I are gonna do some music writing together. He said he was gonna send me some snippets that he's written so far so I can come up with some vocals for the tune that he has. And I'm excited about that. There are some things that I need before I can record with the mic that I have. I do have like the industry standard. I have the industry standard for voice acting microphone. I have the AT2020 USB version, and it's super perceptive. But I realized that because it's picking up so much ambient noise around me, I can hear things from the street. I can hear the uh, person who lives below us. I can hear the reverberation of my voice in the room. So I think what I need to do is like make a little soundproof corner in our closet. There's like a little divot in our closet, and I think I need to get some soundproofing foam, and also this I think I want to get the soundproofing little desk thing that I got for my buddy who does voice acting, so that I can muffle out most of what I'm picking up. Because I've got, you know, a spit filter, I've got my pop filter, but it's still like so, because it's picking up so much ambient noise, it's cutting my voice in half. I don't know if I said that. It's like cutting, it's like it can't hear, like no matter how close I am to the microphone, I still sound the same distance away. And I'm still picking up as much from around me. So I need to, you know, soundproof a little area and get like a little, I think I'll get a little lap table or something so that I can do that. But I with Nick not having a job right now, I'm not sure when we're going to be able to afford that. Um, I'm gonna put a link to an Amazon wish list in the description of this video, and maybe the top comment, if I can. If you want to look at, what I'm trying to get, and if you have like, $50 to throw at me, that would be amazing. That would help me so much or something. I think the soundproofing foam is even cheaper, and I'm gonna get like a cheap tiny little table that I'm gonna measure for and everything. So and like maybe a tiny little chair that I can work with. If not, I'll just use one of the $8 camping chairs that I have. But I wanted something that would have a flat bottom rather than something that I would sink into, because I'm worried about compressing my lungs for singing. So yeah, if you want to give a look at it, and see if there's anything that you think I would benefit from. I think I'd benefit from it all, honestly. But yeah, I hate to ask, honestly, and we're running into this problem right now where Nick is having a lot of pain in his mouth, and he has to get like at least $1,500 worth of dental work done. And we do have like a care credit card for that, but it would max out the credit card, and it would maximize the monthly payments if he did that. So he's thinking about doing the payment plan, but which I think we'll have to do anyway. Airplanes. But it's just gonna be really expensive. But he needs to get this one tooth, a crown on a tooth right now, because there's a hole that's super deep on one side, and he's seen. I even had him go to a different dentist that was cheaper, because what happened? Something happened with this dentist. Yes. They had one hygienist for the whole office, for this emergency dental office that he went to. And he went there for an emergency because he was having pain in his mouth. And they only did 1/2 of a deep cleaning, which they charged like over $800 for. Or like I think they charged like $1,500 for a deep cleaning for one side of the mouth. And they said that their hygienist, the only hygienist that they had, would be out until the 12th. So I scheduled him for an emergency visit with somebody else, and they said that the initial x-rays and everything would be like $69. So I told him, let's just book it for this place, and see what their prices are. And so he got looked at, and they, gave him a pricing, and they also have a payment plan, which I mentioned. God damn, they're so loud. But they, it's just going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot for, not having a job right now. But he needs to get that crown done, because he said that, I feel like he went to the dentist for the emergency because his filling fell out from Florida, the work that he had just gotten done. So not only did we we did like, he did a whole bunch of work in Florida, so they charged him for full price for all that. It was like $5,000 out of $8,000 that he had available on the care credit card or something. And then the fucking filling fell out of his back molar, and so he had to get that redone right away because it was like a huge hole. I saw it myself. I was like, oh my god, like, you know, I was like, what am I looking at? It's like there's a little bit of discoloration. There might be a hole here. You know? Oh shit! Like half of your tooth is fucking missing, and it looks like it's about to hit the root. You know, so he had to get that fixed right away. And so they already charged him for that, and now they are gonna do the other half of the deep cleaning and the crown. So it's gonna be quite a bit of money. God damn, dental work is so expensive. Like, it's insane. I still need dental work done for my teeth as well. I have a tooth in the back right side of my the back right molar. There's a really deep hole, they told me, and that it might need a root canal. And they were quoting me $1,400 for the discounted price. It was gonna be like $2,200 without the discount plan, payment plan or something. And that was with, I have insurance, like I have dental insurance with my job, but they don't cover root canals. So they were like, and they told me they were going to try and fill it, but they would have to assess after cleaning what they could do with it. You know, like if they can salvage the tooth and just fill it, or if it needed a root canal. And they tried to, oh shit, sorry. I left the place right away because it was really shady what they tried to do. They tried to get me to sign up for this payment plan for the root canal that I didn't know if I needed yet, and the dentist didn't know if I needed yet, and pay for it, you know, start paying for it. And it was gonna be like, it was like a 32% interest rate or something. It was insane. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, bro, like, I was like, no, I'm you know, she tried to push me into signing up for it, like right then and there, while I was checking out for, you know, after my deep cleaning. And I was like, I didn't feel comfortable about it. I was like, this is really weirding me out. Like, I don't, you know, like, I don't feel comfortable about this, like, in my head, you know. And so I just told them later, I was like, I'd like a copy of my x-rays and an itemized list of what I've paid for and what my insurance is paid for, and I'd like to leave, you know. And they're like, can you tell us why? And I'm like, nope, I'm just nope, just leaving, you know. I didn't want to say anything because I felt like they weren't going to give me my x-rays if I said something, which they haven't. So it was a moot point. Yeah, just a really shady office. And so now Nick also went to a place where they charged him for the full mouth before they finished the other half. So when their hygienist called out, he couldn't get the other half of his mouth deep cleaned, but he already paid for it. So like, don't, you know, my mom told me, you know, after I told her about it, she's like saying, don't ever pay for something before the work is done. Because you don't know what, you know, you don't know if they're going to do the work. You don't know if they're going to do a good job, you know, and they didn't do a good job the first round, the first half of my mouth. So I was really, really upset. Like, they charged me for a deep cleaning, and she, like, picked at my teeth a little bit for, like, 20 minutes, and then, like, talked to me for the other 20 that she was doing mouth, you know. And I said, what's the difference between, I asked the second hygienist who was doing the other half of my mouth, I was like, what's the difference between a regular cleaning and a deep cleaning? And she said, the amount of time that we spend with a patient. Really? Fucking really? And they didn't even do the fluoride fucking shit that they put on top to, like, you know, seal everything and make sure that it doesn't erode over time. Like, what the fuck, you know? And they charged me $550 per side of my mouth, per each side, to my insurance, you know? So I was like, oh, no. Yeah, I did not feel good about it at all. So, yeah, we're just, a lot of stuff happening financially all at once, and it's a bit overwhelming. I'll probably get to, you know, purchase what I need on that wish list eventually, you know, but I'd like to get started right away with my brother on doing vocals and recording, because I've been getting pretty depressed about not moving towards my career as much as I would like, or moving towards my goals as much as I would like. And I start to, like, pick myself apart about it, and I don't want, I want to make sure that I keep up and do something. And if you haven't heard what my brother can do, all you have to do is listen to the Bo Burnham song that I posted on here. I did Bo Burnham's, from his comedy special Inside, I did All Eyes on Me, and I also did Behind the Scenes, where we were recording. I didn't even do behind the scenes of him writing the entire song from the bottom up, like from scratch. He rewrote the song almost perfectly, almost to it, like an exact T. And it was insane, the quality that he was able to achieve while using his music writing software, Ableton. And, like, I didn't even get to see him, you know, write the music. Like, he wrote it, and then we would record together. And it was just insane what he was able to do with my voice as well, and how he was able to correct my voice. You can hear I don't know if you can hear a whole lot, but you can hear a little bit in the behind the scenes of the fact that there were some times where I sang something too long, or I sang something too short, or something was a little bit out of tune, so we tried to cut just that one word, and he had to, like, try and match it to the microsecond, you know, and make sure that everything was seamless. And he did so fucking good. It was insane. Like, I'm like, this kid is, like, he's so good. He's so good at what he does, and, like, we need to write music together. Like, absolutely, I want to write music with my brother, you know? So, I told him, you know, I've been telling him lately, I was like, you know, let's do this. Let's do it. I'm ready, you know? And he said, okay, I've been writing some stuff. I'm going to shoot you some samples and, you know, for some vocals. So, you know, keep an eye out for that. So I'm really excited. I think we're going to go far. You know, I think he's brilliant at what he does. And I've also posted some of his music that he's written from scratch, just ambiently. And it was like I think he was just messing around, and he just wrote something, you know, and it sounds really good. And he said he's getting into hip-hop and house music right now. So I was like, well, that's up my alley, you know, like, because he, right now I think he's into dubstep. He was into dubstep, but now he said he's listening to a lot of pop music. So I said, yeah, that's definitely my jive and my jam. So let's go there. So I'm really excited, and I really want to record soon with him. So yeah, I hope to get that equipment soon. And um, I go back to work this Wednesday, and I feel pretty much healed. I do have some like random stabbing pains still, but not as bad as it was. So I'm hoping that once I start moving up and down those ladders over and over again, that I'm not, and like reaching and whatnot, throwing stuff, that I'm not as in as much of pain as I was before when I went back for that one day. So yeah, I'm excited. Gonna go back to work. Gonna get paid. I'm gonna get paid. I haven't gotten paid in like a while because I had to get the disability paperwork processed, and I just got it processed, and I got like this weird amount last week, which was really low, and I was like, I'm a bit confused as to how much they're supposed to pay out, and are they going to do back pay for the amount of time that I was gone? I was gone for 5 weeks. So I'm hoping that they're going to pay me the disability for those 5 weeks, not just 1 week. I thought I was going to get it in a lump sum paycheck or whatnot, but I'm not really sure like what's gonna happen there. So we'll see if I get a paycheck this Friday. If they're still gonna like add it to my next consecutive paychecks, but I get paid. I'll go back to work this week and get paid for this week in not this Friday, but next Friday. So we'll have a bit of a gap. I think Nick gets his last paycheck, which is basically just his unused PTO, which is not much. He said it's like around $200. So we're a little bit tight. We're a little bit tight this month. And I'm a little bit nervous about rent for next month. So I'm hoping that he finds something in the meantime. But my job pays enough, I think, for rent, but past that, like our car payment and the other bills, not so much. So I'm just a bit nervous. I'm hopeful. It took me, I think I remember, talking to you guys about it. It took me like 2.5 months or something to get a job here. And with Frito-Lay's hiring process, it took them like a month to get back to me or something, like after my interview, and then I got hired. So it took a while. So I don't know what it's gonna be like, for Nick. And there's just so many like jobs out there that are just insane, and it's just I got so overwhelmed trying to look for a job for him. I got really depressed. I was like, how are you doing this? Like, how are you holding up? And he's been beating himself up a lot, like, and I'm trying to keep his spirits up because, he was just as forgiving with me, despite me falling into this depressive state. Like, I feel like he's applying to more places and looking more aggressively than me, than when I lost, when I didn't have my job at Macy's when I moved here that I was promised. So you know, he's doing really well, you know, and I'm, you know, that's why I'm more hopeful that he's gonna get something sooner, because he's applying to more places than I was previously, and he's also looking into the temp agency that I worked for as well, um, which they didn't have a lot of work. And I applied for the Vegas location. So yeah, it's a lot of variables going on right now. He's also writing. He's just so overachieving. Oh my god. He's also writing D&D campaigns from the bottom up. Like he wrote. Not from the bottom up, but like he wrote and mapped out the first 4 sessions for a paid DM, for a paid D&D campaign. So like if you ever, like, say you say you're having a party of friends, you know, coming over from out of town or something, and they're going to be there for a couple weeks or something, and you needed something to do, and they like tabletop role-playing games or something, and they're into Dungeons and Dragons and or fantasy stuff, you know, you could go on this website and hire my husband to host the game for you over Discord, and he would give you visuals, and he has like maps where you can look at your characters on the map, and you can move your characters on the map, little icons, you know, and he has reference photos for all the people that you meet and stuff like that, so you get a visual of who he's talking about and who's talking to you. And he does crazy voices all the time, and he really loves what he does, and he's really good at descriptions and storytelling. So you know, when he told me that he wanted to be a paid DM as like a dream job, I was like, do it, you know, get it started. Let's, you know, now's the better time, the best time as ever, you know. And I think after losing his job, he, you know, got that motivation to finally start writing and actually get into it. So he said he's about ready to launch the, you know, first campaign, basically. He just needs clients to, you know, pay for the campaign. So I'm excited for him, and he's excited about it, and it won't pay the bills because he's not charging a lot initially. I think no more than $20 a person for like every week, you know, like per session, you know, you do $20 per player, and so he said he hopes to run like 4 campaigns at once, like 4 different stories for 4 different groups at once, during a week, to make a bare minimum profit. So yeah, so I'm really hopeful for him, and I really think that he would do well, and he's an amazing dungeon master, and amazing storyteller, and very engaging and respectful, and he knows the rules super good, you know, and has almost everything memorized, like from the Dungeons and Dragons manuals and stuff. It's insane, you know. So I'm really hopeful, and so he's doing that in the meantime while also looking for jobs. It's just insane the amount of work he's doing right now. So I'm just so proud of him, and I'm so happy for him that, you know, he's taking steps towards his goals too. And yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm definitely hopeful. And Nick also bought me, I don't know if I mentioned this, but he bought me a tarot deck, my first ever tarot deck, and my tarot cards, and I'm just learning how to use them. And my buddy from the Vloggerino, Peter Mon's Vloggerino group, has helped me, you know, basically, you know, like how to like read the cards and everything. It's basically just what you're feeling, you know, how, like, whatever feels right, I guess. But I didn't realize, I'm learning as I go, and do more readings. I didn't realize that it picks up on everything, like all the energy that you're feeling at the time, like all the subconscious feelings, the subconscious thoughts. Whoever touches it, it'll pick up on theirs, you know. And so it's always been difficult for me to completely clear my mind, you know, but also clearing my energy has been really difficult. So I think I've gotten maybe 2 accurate readings so far. I had one where I was just shuffling it, and it almost seemed like a card jumped out at me, and I looked up the definition of the card, and it was a really good omen. So the cards were basically saying that, you know, in regards to finance and work, that we're on our way up. We're on our way into a very prosperous time in our life. So I'm very, very hopeful with those readings. You know, could be inaccurate. I'm not sure. You know, I've just started reading them, so I'm not really 100% sure. But I'm hoping that I read it right, and especially with the fact that I got like the same card twice. Like as the first, it was the same card that I got the first time when I was just shuffling it and it popped out, and then the reading I did, it showed that card, the same card, for like our future. So I'm very hopeful, very hopeful. It's nice to see. I try to take it with a grain of salt, because it can be influenced by, you know, your subconscious thoughts and feelings. So I just try to use it as a encouraging tool, you know, rather than fact. You know, I never want to take it as fact. And it was saying good things about Nick leaving his job and starting new beginnings with his career. So it sounds really good. And I'm hopeful too. Like I was already, you know, hopeful, which once again, I don't know if it's my bias, but I tried really hard to like clear all of my emotions, all of my energy, just, you know, no subconscious thoughts, just totally blank. And whatever I felt, you know, was pulling me to pull the card, just let it do it, you know. And it was a really positive reading, so I'm excited. So yeah, give a peek at the Amazon list if you want to, if you got money to spit at. I feel like nobody has extra money right now. I don't know. I don't really know many people who are doing well financially right now. I really don't. Like, I feel like the economy is so bad right now, and it's just insane how bad it's getting. I worry for a lot of my friends and family, you know. But, you know, maybe you're in a good place, you know, and I hope so. I really hope everybody is in a good place, mentally, financially, physically, which brings me to another point. I also am working on my eating habits again, because I realized before when I tried to count my calories and be mindful of what I ate with the Lose It app, I tried to eliminate gluten, like at least white flour, wheat flour, and sugar. Right now, I'm trying to be nice to myself and only eliminate white flour because I realized I felt the most miserable when I ate it. And I did get tested for gluten sensitivity, but I don't have one. Um, but for some reason, I get these kind of mood swings when I eat a lot of bread, and pasta. So I realized that I had fallen back into that again, and a lot of self-deprecating, self-loathing, and self-hatred kind of mindset kind of started again. And I had forgotten how good I felt when I eliminated it. So I'm trying to do that again. It's so difficult though because I don't know how to cook. And like, if you try to look up anything that's like, prepackaged or like, there's more frozen options, but not that much. Like, if you wanted to go out to eat or something, or like, I'm not eating out a lot right now, or at all really, but like, if you wanted to get like fast food or something, like you literally are limited to ice cream and like some places like French fries, maybe, like not many, or hamburgers without the bun, and it's like, I don't, to me, to me personally, eating a hamburger without the bun is so depressing. So like, I didn't want to like do that. And a few days back, I got like Chipotle. So that was something, without any tortilla or anything. But other than that, like, I don't know how to cook, like, we're gonna make some chili tomorrow, but like, we also a lot of the time lack the motivation to cook, so lacking motivation and not knowing how to is definitely taking a blow on my eating habits. So I've been eating a lot of yogurt. I've got some zero sugar Chobani yogurt cups from Sam's, and I've got, I think that's all I have right now, as far as things to eat, like eggs. I've got eggs. So we had eggs, and I put some sriracha. We had like scrambled eggs for breakfast, and I put some sriracha on it, which was really good. So it's not the end of the world or anything, but like, I get to the point where I get so hungry that I like go a little bit mad, in my head. So I'm like, I need something, and I just want to like buy food, but we don't have money, I've got like $100 in my bank account right now, so we don't, and my credit card's been maxed out for, I don't know, like 2 years. So yeah, we gotta be frugal right now, and it's difficult. It's difficult when you don't know how to cook. I wanted to get some seaweed to like make some rice balls or something, and because I've got white rice, but yeah, it's a lot, and I don't know if I picked the right time to do it, but if I didn't do this right now, like, I feel like I would feel way worse about our current situation, and way more depressed and way more like, what can I do to like fix this kind of feel anxiety? Like, my anxiety and depression have just been crazy. So like, I've already feel better after like 3 days of doing this. So um, I want to keep that up at least for like 2 weeks at least, you know, before I touch gluten again, you know. Um, and yeah, I need to make better choices with my health. I don't eat a lot of vegetables. I ate some last night, and yesterday I ate like an entire bag of butter lettuce that I got from Walmart, like, in one sitting for a salad. So I was like, this isn't working. You know, like, I don't, I'm not gonna go back to Walmart every time I need an entire bag of lettuce for a salad. So, yeah, I'll try and work it out. I'll figure it out. I know I'll find something that'll work eating wise. And I also see one of my buddies who eats properly because she has to with her surgery that she got done. She got gastric bypass surgery, so she has a very, very strict diet. But quelling those cravings, man. Quelling those cravings. I'm so addicted to food, man. It's bad. It's bad. So we'll see. See what goes. Alright. Love you guys. Check out the list if you want to. And love you so much. And I appreciate you guys watching my videos, and all 77 of you. You're I'm so happy. My average has gone up by about 15 people watching my vlog. So thank you so much for watching, and I'm glad to have you here. I really appreciate your company. Leave me a comment. I'm very lonely, just like Drew Monson says. So love you so much, and I hope you are okay. I hope you guys aren't going through similar stuff with your jobs and or mood swings and stuff, and I hope you guys are having happiness and positivity in your life, and I hope everything, if you're going through something, that it works out for you as well, because man, this shit sucks, you know? Shit sucks. The world is crazy right now, and we all need each other's support, you know? So I just want to let you know that you're valuable and you matter today, you know? And I believe in you if you're trying to pursue your dreams, so it's never too late. I'm 33 and just trying to start stuff, so there's no such thing as a midlife crisis anymore. Morgan Freeman became an actor, got his first big acting gig at 40. Remember that. So, love you so much. Alright, talk to you